Hey everyone, well, welcome back to a new tutorial, and today it is for these lovely little line and wash whimsical houses. I had a lot of fun drawing these, and it's just just a little bit of fun. It was quite enjoyable and relaxing and all the good things there is about art. So as you can see, I've got three houses here, but today we're going to be concentrating on one house. And then the following day we'll do the next, and the following day we'll do the next. So it will be 3 tutorials in total. Today will be this house. I'm going to call it house number 1, 2 and 3. And as you can see, I've got my line art down. It is quite dark, but there is a reason for that, because we're going to be going over the line art with some black ink. And I am using Winsor & Newton Indian ink, which is waterproof, permanent, and all the other good stuff. And I'm going to be using my glass dip pen. Now, you don't need to use this. Obviously, if you've got fine liners that are permanent, they're going to work just as well. So, without further ado, I'm going to get on, and I'm basically going to go over all of my pencil work with the black ink. And then later on, after we've done the paint part of this, I've got some coloured inks. I've got a blue, I've got like a burnt orange, and a lovely green, and you'll understand why when we start painting that I've got those particular colours. But I'm going to be using those once the paint is on to put some extra details, just to finish them off. So that's what we have got today. Like I said, I'm going to begin with this black ink, and I'm hoping I can zoom in a little bit on this particular house. It's taken me so long to get this all lined up. The light's not very good either. I've got shadows everywhere, probably because it's daytime and I'm used to doing this at night with the big lights on. So we'll see how we get on anyway. So I have my glass dip pen. I was lucky enough to get a few of these for Christmas. I had one that I purchased, and my daughter and my partner actually bought me one as well, and the little inks came with it. Really inexpensive. I bought myself a single one, and I think it came with just one ink, but it was about £8. So yeah, really inexpensive. So all you do with these, if you haven't seen them before, is dip them in the ink about 3/4 of the way up the nib and the shaft of the pen. So about that. And it will flow for quite a while before you need to re-dip. So they're quite good. I'm going to put my glasses on, and I'm going to begin the line work for the little house. So where will we start? Let's start down here. So these were really, really good fun to do. I've seen a couple of similar little houses, and I just think they look so cute. And of course, the good thing about this is you don't need a particularly steady hand. It doesn't matter if you go out the lines. You can change things as you're going over your pencil work. You can change things if there's things you don't like, And I possibly, once I have finished this, I will be going back over some of the black lines just to make it pop. So it's quite fun. I mean, you can add as much detail. I mean, I just made these up as I went along, but you can add as much or as little detail as you want on these. Put as many windows and doors, and you can put some really crazy things on them if you want. I mean, that's the whole idea, is that they're whimsical. So, they don't represent a real house, and the windows are quite often wonky, and the chimneys are wonky, and some people put little birds and things like that in there. I just think they're really cute. I will be putting a background on once the houses are done, some sort of sky, just to finish it off. Don't want the houses to just stand alone. So yeah, I'm just going to go around all of these outlines. If there's anything I don't like, I will just alter it as I go. So that's the outside done. Just do these little chimneys. and they really shouldn't take too long at all. I'm hoping it's going to be a fairly quick video as far as my length of tutorials goes usually, because I don't like to skip on things. I like to bring you the full from start to finish, but I don't think this is going to be a very long one, because it is quite a quick process. Obviously the drawing is going to take the longest, drawing your little houses out. I am going to pop the line art down in the description, and feel free to use my little drawings. And if you're planning on making any little cards or pictures or anything like that, feel free. You don't need my permission, okay? I think if you put this in a little mount once it was finished, and a little frame, it would make a great housewarming gift, wouldn't it? They're just good fun at the end of the day, and I think that's, sometimes you need to just let your imagination go a bit crazy. If you're like me and you draw lots of animals or florals all the time, it's nice to do something different, isn't it? So I'm actually using a new microphone today as well, guys, so I'm hoping that the sound is going to be a little bit better. Not always a great thing to have my voice in extra loud. I absolutely hate listening back to my videos. I've been living in Wales for nearly 20 years now. You'd think I would have lost the Cockney accent, wouldn't you? But no, I haven't. Given up trying now. There we go. Another little window up here. I have a particularly shaky hand today for some reason. I know I did have a comment on the community page where I posted a picture of the little house. There was a lady, if you're watching, hello, said that she had just been doing some little houses, and we were saying how much fun they were. I will hopefully be doing a new studio vlog soon. I've got to be honest, I haven't been in the studio much lately because it's so cold outside. The studio is quite cold. We've had a bit of snow, not a lot, but a little bit of snow here. I'm not going to put this brickwork on that I've indicated there, because I want to put that on in the coloured ink. I will put these, what are supposed to be wooden panels, on there, and then we will add some detail to those with the coloured inks as well. Now, if you haven't got coloured inks, don't rush out and buy any. You can just do it the usual, with the black all over. I just thought, I've got all these inks, and honestly don't know what I was going to use them for. Like I said, they were a gift for Christmas that come with the dip pens, and when I thought about doing these, I thought that would be ideal. And I can try and put the details on in the coloured inks and see how it looks. So these are quite good, these pens, because you can get the lines fat and thin as well. So just put the detail on the roof with the little slates. Apologies if you can hear my dog snoring. This is quite a good microphone, and it's literally picking up every little noise, which isn't always a good thing when you've got a snoring puggle in the corner. But I'm hoping, because the microphone is towards me and not her, that it's not really going to be picking her up too badly. So I think that is the line art. Done. I mean, how quick was that? I know I was chatting, so wasn't really timing, but it didn't seem 11 minutes. There we go. Just looked at my recording. 11 minutes. So that's great, isn't it? Not long at all. And like I said, don't worry if you've got wibbly. I've got plenty of wobbly lines here. It kind of adds to the effect of the whimsical house. So yeah, don't worry too much. I'm just going to rinse off my my pen, and to get these clean again, you just literally just obviously don't smash it against the side of the jar, but I just rinse it off. Maybe do it a couple of times, but I mean, for the most part, that comes off pretty easy. We'll give it a proper clean in a moment. So that is the line art part of our first house done. I'll put the lid on my ink because I am such a clumsy person that if I don't, I will knock that everywhere. I know I will. Okay, so I'm just going to pause while I change my water, because obviously I'm black ink in my watercolour water, and I will come back and I will show you the colours that I'm going to be using, and we can get on with the line and the wash. In the meantime, you can take an eraser, whoops, throwing things everywhere, and now's the time to erase over. Don't worry about rubbing out your brickwork or anything. But now is the time to get rid of that pencil, and that's why I wasn't worried that it was too dark, because I knew we were going to erase it. So get rid of your pencil work, and then we'll come back and I will show you the colours that I'm going to be using. If you've looked on the community tab, you will probably see the colours that I've been using for this. So bear with me, guys. Be back in a second. Okay, we are back, and I'll just show you the paints that I'm going to be using. These are my Winsor & Newton professional paints, and these are the only colours that we're going to be using. So this is a Prussian blue mixed with a little bit of sap green. This is raw sienna. This is burnt sienna, and this is olive green. That's it. That's all the colours we're going to be using. Brushes. Let me just get myself organised. Sorry about that. I've got a large brush. Probably won't use that until we get to the sky, to be honest with you. That is a De La Rowney Aquafine, number 10. I have got, it's a Royal and Langnickel, number 5. And I have got my tiny spotter, which is a De La Rowney Graduate, 50. So most of this is going to be done with the number 5. And we're going to be using light washes and layers. We're going to be putting this on in layers so we get some sort of depth going on, and like I said, we're going to then put some details on the ink. So with that said, I'll get my water jar a bit closer. Let's move it this way a little bit, out the way of the shadow. Okay, fab. Right, so we will start on the rooftop, which is going to be terracotta to represent the tiles. So pull my sleeve down because it's a bit chilly in here today. I'm just going to pick up some of the burnt sienna, and with a nice light wash, I'm going to start putting it all over the roof. And also on that little edge there. You don't have to use these colours, of course. You can use any colours that you like. I just like these particular colours together. And I'm going to be using the same colours for all three houses, just different variations. So it's not as easy as I could do it, really. Like I said, don't worry if you go out the lines, because this all adds to the effect. I'm going to do the little door frame in the same terracotta colour, which is the burnt sienna. And I'm going to do the little path in front, the same colour. And I'm also going to do the little window edges in the same colour. And when this is dry, we will come over in different places with another layer, and it will obviously change the colours there. I think I might add a little to the little pot there, and also a little to the hanging basket, which will have a plant in it. There, like that. So I'm going to rinse out my brush, and now I'm going to pick up some of the raw sienna. These are really light washes. I've added at least 2 brushes of water to 1 brush of pigment. I think that line there, I want to do that terracotta as well, so I'll come back in a minute and put that in, because that's supposed to be like brickwork. So the bottom layer of the house in this lovely raw umber. And you can be as messy as you like with this. There we go, like so. I'm just going to come back and put that row of bricks in there. Now, when you rinse your brush out, before you go back into your paint, just dab your brush off. I've got, let me show you, I've got a cloth up here, and when I rinse my brush off, I'm just dabbing the excess water off up onto the cloth, because what you don't want to do when you've made such watery washes is add more water to it. So I've just gone over a little bit there. I'm just going to pick that up there. Okay, and the top of this house is going to be the lovely olive green colour. So I'll get that on there. Like so. And while we've got the green on our brush, I'm going to do the little bush or tree or whatever your imagination tells you it is. And I'm going to put a little bit green in the top, and then I'm just going to bring that down like it's a hanging, so just a few hanging from the little basket there. And I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to go around the frames of the windows as well. Because when we come back with another layer, I want the actual house to be this lovely olive green, but I want to come in a little bit darker on the frames, so I'm going to put one wash on now. The little crisscrosses in green as well. Okay, rinse off, take off the excess water, and picking up this lovely teal mix, which is Prussian blue and sap green, I'm going to do a little door in this lovely blue colour. Like so. And while I've got the blue on my brush, I'm not going back into the paint, I'm just going to dip into the water and off onto the side of my jar to give me a nice light blue. I'm just going to go over where the glass would be on the windows with the lovely light blue. So that's almost a reflection of the sky that I'm going to put in later. Oh, I forgot the circle. And we do these ones as well. And I'll just come back into my green and put that little circle that I've missed. I don't know how I managed to miss that one. In there. Fab. And that is our first layer of paint on. And it's already looking cute, but it will get better. So, how easy was that? That didn't take long. It took about the same amount of time as the line art, I think. So, wash and dry brush. And now come back into that burnt sienna. And I'm going to come over the chimneys with it. So that's going to darken those down a different colour from the rest of the terracotta. We're giving it another layer. And then I'm just going to pick out a few of the tiles. So they're slightly different. No pattern to it, just picking out the odd tile. And hopefully you can see this on camera. I hope you can. It just gives it a little bit of a different look. I'm going to do every other one of those little lines, little bricks on the top there. I'm going to do the edge to make that a little bit stronger. I am going to do the door frame. And I think I'll do the centre of the little bricks there. And I will just make these edges of these windows a little tiny bit darker, and also the little basket there. And that's it, that's the terracotta done. So we're going to rinse, I'm going to dry, and I'm going to pick up some of that raw sienna, and I'm just going to go down the edge of our little house sides there, like that, and I'm going to go under that little brickwork edge. just so it gives it a slightly different colour. You can take it right up to the door if you want. Just want this part to be a slightly different colour. Why not add some in the little basket there while we're there? And rinse off again. Take off the excess water. And I'm going to come back into the green. And I'm going to go around those frames just to darken those up a little bit from the wall. And it's a subtle difference. It's not a great deal of difference, but just makes it a little bit stand out a little bit from the wall itself. And we're going to be adding details, don't forget, with the other inks. So we won't forget the round frame this time. And maybe just a little bit. And add a little bit there. And that is it. And that might look really different from the picture that is on the community wall. You're probably thinking that's not the same picture. It is. The difference is we've put the ink, the one on the community wall's got the ink on it, and that's the difference it makes. And I also then went around again in the black to make it pop. So that's the last stage. I will get tidied up here a little bit and come back, and hopefully that will be dry, because it does need to be dry before you put the ink on. And I will wash my ink pen out properly, and then we will go into the coloured inks and we will add some lovely details, and that will be house number 1 done. And I hope you're having fun with it. I hope you're following along. And please don't go out and buy new supplies. It's expensive enough a hobby as it is. You know, use what you've got. I'm sure it'll be great. Okay, so I will pop back in a moment when this is dry and we'll get the coloured inks. Okay, we are back, and I think that is dry enough. And now for some coloured inks. Now, what I didn't show you with these coloured inks is, if you look, I can do it really carefully, can you see? Each one has got a lovely shimmer. Not so much this green, but the blue and the burnt orange, I'm calling them. They haven't actually got names, they've got numbers on them. They're numbered. I have actually done, let me show you if I can find it. Here it is. I did actually do a swatch when I got these. I know it's really hard to see, but when they're dry, they have got a lovely sparkle to them. So that's going to be nice on the little whimsical houses too. So there we go, that's those. And now, because they've got this this gold in them, you have to give them a really good shake before you use them. That's, you see that? That's mixed in now. And I'm going to be using the glass dip pen again. And this burnt orange, I'm going to call it. It's actually more of a red. But there we go. I'm going to dip my pen in. You can probably see the colour a bit better now. Where's my camera? There. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up to the chimneys. Now, if you don't have the coloured inks, you can just do this in black. I just wanted to try the coloured inks because I've got them. So I'm going to come up and I'm going to just put some detailing onto the little sides of the chimney there. And then on the roof tiles, I'm just going to come and put a little line to one side. Now, it's not meant to be a shadow or anything. It literally is just little fun details. It's just going to add a little pop of extra colour, really. So I'm just adding a little line onto these little shingle tiles or whatever slates, whatever they're meant to be on the roof here. I'm going to add a few little lines to the edges and the top of the little roof part. I am going to add some lines to one side of the little window details, like that. I'm going to do the same down the edge of the door. I'm going to go down one side, like that. Add a little bit of colour on the finial, and just put some down that edge there, and that edge there. I'm going to add some details to the little basket, and we'll also add some details to the little pot, like that, and to the little stones, pavement, whatever that might be there. And these little bricks here. And that's that. I'm going to rinse my orange off of my pen, give it a try on my cloth, and I am going to pick up my green. So that's this one. Could give it a shake. Just pop the stopper back in the red one before I knock it everywhere. I really am that clumsy. Get the green one. Take the little stopper out. Dip my pen in. Hopefully you can see that lovely. It's almost like an olive green, like the paint that we used, a little bit darker. So with this one, I am going to just add some lines along these little, I was going to say window boxes, but they're not, are they? The frames to the window, you know what I mean. And maybe some to one side of the curves. And the same down the centres. And to the little plant, you can add some details onto there. And the little bush, you can add some details onto there. Now I want to make this look like it's wood. So I'm just going to put a few stripes onto there. And maybe even a little knot. And these are all just extra little things you don't have to do it. Like I said before, you can do as little or as much detail as you want. Maybe we'll have another little knot there. Like that. Okay, so I think that's all the green. I'm going to rinse off my green. Just leave my pen on my cloth there to dry. And stop it back in. And take the blue and give it a good shake. And I dip my pen in my blue. This is a lovely blue, this ink. You see? And I'm just going to come onto the windows and I'm just going to put 2 little lines on the windows like that, just so maybe one in these smaller ones, just to give the impression that it's glass. Tiny little bit on there. And we're just tiny bit on those ones. And then on the door, I'm going to put some little lines down one side, colour in that little window there. Letterbox maybe. Maybe add a few blue spots, like little forget-me-nots, or I don't know. I don't really know my flowers very well. And then maybe, what the heck, we'll put some there as well. Add a few more details. Like I said, you can add as many or as least as you want. And I'll get rid of that blue. My dog's snoring is getting louder and louder. I'm just going to rest my pen on there. I'm going to come back to the red coloured ink because I almost forgot that I want to put the brickwork back on the front that we rubbed out. So I'm just going to give a little indication of bricks here, and I'm going to draw some little bricks in with the ink, or an indication of the bricks. Oh my goodness, my dog is going for it. So just a few little bricks. And if you wanted to go into that much detail, you could, completely do brickwork on the front. I didn't want to go into that much detail, so this is a good way to indicate that it is brick without actually doing all of the brickwork. I think that would do. And yeah, I'm going to call that done, I think. Except we're not quite finished, because if you remember what I said at the beginning, what I like to do once all of that is done is come back in with my black, and I'm just going to go over some of the lines, because the paint does kind of soften the black a little bit. So I'm going to go over all my initial lines that were on there, just to give it that final pop. And then once that's done, that's house number 1 done. And I'm also going to go over this, because this is meant to be like a little wrought iron support for the basket. So we'll just go over that and darken that a little bit. And oh, Betty, goodness me. You think she hadn't been asleep all day? Dog's life, eh? for her dinner. And snore till dinner time. So, yeah, just darkening those initial lines. And, of course, you can add any extra bits and bobs at the same time. I might add a little wisp of... Oh, my pen's a bit scratchy then, wasn't it? A little wisp of smoke coming from the chimney. I think I will darken the windows a touch. Oops. There we go. I've gone straight over outside my line. So there's proof that it doesn't matter because I've just done it. I'm sitting at quite an awkward angle because of the camera. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Oh, a bit more ink. So anywhere that you want it to just pop a bit more. Yeah, I mean, you don't even have to do this stage. I'm just being a bit finicky, really. I really like the lines to pop. There, I think I'm going to stop because otherwise I'll just carry on and on. So I think I'll stop there. I'm going to stop there. I mean, if you wanted to, you could put the whole street in. So there we go. Let's rinse off my pen. I might try a different pen for the next house and see if it's any different. Okay, there we go, guys. House number 1 is done. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you'll have a go. Even if you haven't got the coloured inks, even if you only got a black ink or a fine liner, it's what, 1, 2, 3, 4 colours? 4 colours and a fine liner. And like I said, I will pop the line art down in the description for you as a PDF link. You don't have to do exactly what I've done. Do it your way. Change the houses up a bit if you want. Add an extra chimney, add a road. But that is today's tutorial done. House number 1 finished. And tomorrow we'll do house number 2. And the colours will be the same, but they'll be altered around a bit. This will possibly be a bit more blue, less green, and this one will probably be a bit more yellow. I don't know, but they'll be different but the same. So they look like they belong. Hope you enjoyed it. I will see you all in the next one. Bye for now.